So we're going to start with Michael Drejka.
The definition of justifiable homicide is a killing without evil or criminal intent. It's a type of defense used in criminal law, where the homicide of another is excused by reason of the offending party being under imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. A homicide in this instance is considered blameless, yet the ability to prove or refute this defense will often boil down to some of the most precise technicalities that would most often be considered insignificant under different circumstances. At around 3:30 p.m. on July 19, 2018, 29-year-old Brittany Jacobs drove to the Circle A food store located in Clearwater, Florida. In the passenger seat was her 28-year-old boyfriend, Marquise McLaughlin, while in the back seat were their 3 children who were all under the age of 6 at the time. When they got to the store, Brittany parked the vehicle in the store's only handicapped parking space located on the side of the building. Marquise then got out and went into the store with their 5-year-old son to buy drinks and snacks. Roughly 90 seconds later, while Brittany was still inside the vehicle, 47-year-old Michael Drejka pulled up in his Toyota and illegally parked alongside her. He got out of his truck and started circling the young mother's car, looking for a disabled parking placard. An altercation ensued after 20 seconds, with witnesses inside the store reporting they heard a loud and aggressive argument between a male and a female. Marquise exited the store 75 seconds after the start of the confrontation, approached Drejka, and forcibly pushed him to the ground. Exactly 2.5 seconds after that, while still on the ground, Drejka pulled out a .40 caliber Glock pistol and fired a single round at Marquise, who then ran back into the store and collapsed in front of his...
Guys, I know that the CCTV footage is there, okay? I already scanned it. I know it's blurry, and I know that they don't show anything, but I'm still going to fucking hide it. So shut the fuck up, one way or the other. Half the chat is freaking the fuck out saying, like, the CCTV footage is there, ree! The other half of the chat is like, it doesn't matter, Maya watched it already! It doesn't matter! Shut up! Okay? Calm the fuck down. Okay? Why I get this pissed? Because, like, everyone's losing their fucking minds.
Son.
In the chat.
Paramedics arrived within 19 minutes and rushed him to the Morton Plant Hospital. He was pronounced dead at 4:04 p.m. CCTV footage captured the entire incident.
I'm gonna watch it right now to see if it's like unacceptable to show on stream. Oh my god, they have the entire thing. That's crazy. Why hide it if another streamer watched it? Because sometimes Twitch is inconsistent. I've seen this before. I've like literally seen this. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this footage before.
Following the shooting, Drejka reportedly put the gun in his SUV as he waited for law enforcement to arrive. He cooperated with deputies at the scene as he was placed in handcuffs and then transported to the North District.
At least link the video so we can just watch it, man. Come on. Dude, you are such a fucking psycho, dude. Take a week off, okay? Like, why are you so horny to watch a fucking dude lose their life, dude? Why? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Also, this is, like, easily watchable on YouTube. If you want to fucking see the murder, you can fucking watch it on your own! You sick fuck! Oof, lame! Can't believe you're not showing me the fucking murder, dog! At least give me the fucking link, dog! Okay.
Station for further questioning by detectives.
Are they yours?
No, they're Eric's. He's been cooperative with me though.
See.
Yes.
Thank you, Daniel,
Yeah,
Matt, for the time codes.
Hey, we're gonna take them off. You're gonna be cool?
Oh gosh,
Yeah. Okay. I don't know you. I don't know nothing
I know
about
you
what's
don't.
going on.
I know. You have my absolute
Okay.
word, sir.
Okay.
Detective?
Yes.
You have my word, detective.
Hang on. Thank you. Welcome. Anything else right now? No. All right. The same type. We'll do this as quick as we can. Okay. Yes, sir. See, you're holding your arm. Is it hurt or something?
Yeah, it's starting. Everything's starting to get sore. Where it hit me from behind and
No,
and
I
where I
don't-
landed. That's all. Everything's.
Is anything broken?
No.
Torn?
No.
Okay. All right.
Scraped up.
Okay.
If this guy's a cop lover, oh my fucking lord, dude. It is going to be fucking... Woo, he is going to suck them off super hard. He murdered a black dude.
Hey, Michael,
It's
how you
fucking
doing?
Florida.
I'm Detective Upton.
Left hand, please.
Left hand, okay. Sorry to have to meet you under these stressful circumstances a little bit,
Myself as well.
but... Yeah. Hey, I'm not the, this is Detective Shields, I'm
How
sorry.
you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
I'm not the case agent in this. I'm a detective in the same unit.
Listen.
The case
Usually, detectives will be nice to the murderer because they want to, you know, get him in a calm state, lure him in with a false sense of security. That is so that he will reveal why he murdered someone. You know, get a fucking get a confession out of him. Here, there is no reason to build reputation with the guy. It's literally on camera. So why are they fucking shaking his hand and being like, man, I love you. I love your work. You did a great job out there.
case agent and the assistant case agent, if that makes any sense to you, are going to come speak to you in just a few moments, okay? Of course, before any of us speak to you and try to go into any kind of details about anything or anything like that, I'd like to read you your rights. Are you familiar with your rights, Miranda rights? Okay. Okay. The reason we wanted to do that first, you know, of course, we don't want to talk to you about anything. And again, the case agents are going to come in here in just a few moments. It's my understanding that your vehicle was still.
It's not a problem.
It's at the store.
Right by my house, so
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay. We have it all cordoned off. It's safe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that parking lot, really.
Okay.
I never have. That's my store. I go in there every day.
You guys just live right around the corner?
Right around the corner.
Okay. Would you be willing to give us consent to go inside your vehicle and just for documentation purposes and that kind of thing?
Shit, yeah, go ahead.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we'll be with you momentarily, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
It's going to be two other guys, not quite as handsome as me, but they'll be in here in just a minute, okay?
Don't let them hear that.
Hey, partner.
Watch out.
Hey, my name's George Moffett. This
How you
is
doing?
Richie Raymond Chapman. You've been sitting here for a while. You need to use the restroom or anything?
Yes, please.
Okay. You got enough water and everything?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Mhm.
I need to get rid of it.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, man, my name's
Dude,
George.
literally all bald, all thumbs. Holy shit.
George Moffett. All right, we're just here at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office North District Station. Today's date's July 19th, 2018. We just want to talk to you, reference today's shooting. Just go through your
I covered this story. I'm like remembering it now. Pretty sure I covered this story at TYT.
your kind of day, like right before you get to the store.
Oh, just coming back, going home, stopping at the store first, and then right around the corner to home.
Where do you live at, sir?
1116 Charles Street, Clearwater.
Are you employed, sir?
No, sir, retired.
Okay. Good for you, man.
Well, it never lasts.
I wish I was
Yeah,
retired.
it never lasts. I got to retire for about 13 years.
You mind if I call you Michael?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, and you can call me George. So just walk through, you leave your house and you drive up to the store?
No, I was coming back from the Wawa down on Missouri and Rosary to get some cash and headed home, stop by the store to home.
Okay. So you get to the store, tell me, kind of walk me through what happens.
I park my car and that's my store. I'm there every day.
This is the second time he has said this. It could be argued that he's already trying to give his version of events some form of reinforced vindication before he even states them. By it being his store and him being there every day, he is designating himself as some form of protector or guardian, thus characterizing his actions as pure and his logic behind them of pure intent.
Plain and simple. And
Does that remind you of anyone? I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse had never even been to that fucking car dealership, but you know, this is some It's not a white store. It's owned by some fucking Muslim dude, okay? It's owned by a man by the name of Abdallah Ali Salus for 20 years. You think it was his store? Or you think it was Ali's store, motherfucker? No, he's a white guy. So he's just protecting property, brother. I see a black man. I see a black man in my favorite business. By the way, this is like in Florida. Also usage of the castle doctrine. Also fucking after the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case. And I'm gonna fucking... I don't want to spoil it. Okay, let's just keep going.
Every day there's
It's gonna piss you off. If they show all of the details, it's gonna piss you the fuck off.
somebody pulled in a handicap spot there, just waiting on somebody.
Motherfucker be like,
I have a pet peeve about
he's like, I bought Black and Milds there. It's my store now.
it.
Sure.
I, said, do you mind, moving? There's a spot next door and there's spots out front. I said, do you mind moving and waiting on somebody? And
So there's plenty more spots and
there's
stuff.
plenty more spots, yes. And she took that as an affront that I would speak to her that way. Started getting a little, yelling, and then of course.
So you walk up to her car?
Actually, I was walking around it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I parked here, she was here.
Okay.
Okay, so I just checked for placards, plain and simple. And she inquired about what was going on.
Okay.
And that's when I told her, about the handicap spots.
What did you tell her?
I said, it's not very polite to park here when there's other people who need to use this. She says, is it affecting you directly? I said, if my mother-in-law rolls in, yes, it will be. So, there's nothing, there was none of that between us at all.
Okay.
No, nothing. It was just heated words, that's all. About
Okay.
how I was
Bro, it is so hard to hear him. God.
speaking to her, I guess.
Okay.
She said, what do I have to do to get my man? I said, well, what's going to
Dog, he literally illegally parked. And then also did a murder. So there is seriously just something fundamentally wrong with the conservative Floridian's mind, okay? Where you murder someone because of an altercation caused by, in your mind, an illegal parking job, as you are even more illegally parked than the other car at a store that you think you own because you've been there a couple times.
happen then? And a little more arguing back and forth, and I never saw what hit me from
She was the driver of the car?
She was in the car, yes. She was the
Okay.
only person in the car.
All right.
That I know of.
You didn't see anybody else on the car?
Tinted windows, almost dark,
Okay.
couldn't see through.
All right. So you guys are talking?
Yeah, exactly. She's out of the car by this time.
Okay.
Standing next to it, that's all.
Okay.
And I got hit from the left side and thrown straight backwards in line with her car.
Okay.
So if you saw the two white ladder lines
Mhm.
next to the thing, that's where I was standing. Okay, so I went almost straight back after I got hit.
What do you mean hit?
I was standing like this talking to her.
Okay.
I was hit from right here. The shoulder was pulled in front of me, and then I was,
Oh, okay.
and then
All
I
right.
hit the ground.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
We'll get somebody to take pictures of all that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that too much, but I'm pretty sure I landed my wrist under my gun, actually. That's how I landed, because that's hurting like a son of a bitch now.
So you landed on the pavement?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was on the ground.
So-
So that time I had to put hand down to get hand out from underneath. As I come out, I start drawing my weapon. As I start leveling off my weapon, he makes his next step towards me, and 21-foot rule.
The so-called 21-foot rule stems from what is known
You're not a cop, you fucking piece of shit. And fuck cops as well, by the way, for the record. 21-foot rule. What a fucking LARPer motherfucker, dude. I swear to God. Like, that's not operating procedure. That's just like, oh my fucking God, dude. This dude is like the physical embodiment, the manifestation of like, you're talking to a future Marine. Because he's in JROTC.
known as the Tuller Drill, a self-defense training exercise to prepare against a short-range knife or melee attack when armed only with a holstered handgun. The idea is that by the time an individual determines a deadly threat, draws their firearm, and fires, the attacker will have already closed up to 21 feet in distance. This reinforces the idea that one should have their handgun drawn, and ready to engage at a target if they're within that distance. Yet what Drejka left out is that this training exercise puts a strong emphasis on the fact that the attacker must have a weapon in their hands. That is the key component if one is to use this rule as a justification to immediately engage with deadly force.
I'm on the ground already.
Right. Okay.
It happened so fast, and that was that.
Did he say anything to you?
Negative. Not a word.
Okay. Did you say anything to him?
No.
Like back up? Or?
No.
It could be assumed that the suspect's frantic response was because he felt threatened by the question. Put yourself in his position, but assume that you knew, without question, that you were in the right, and there was no other option than to fire upon the attacker. When posed a completely logical question such as this, you would take a moment to grasp and incorporate its principle. This is because you would have no need to be in a defensive state of mind, you would feel no threat, and it's human nature to be inquisitive and curious about matters related to our own decision-making. It's how we grow as people. Yet if we are in a defensive state of mind, this natural curiosity would be overlooked, as our focus would be projected outward toward the perceptions of others, rather than inward toward our own. In this instance, it could be argued that Drejka's immediate response, void of any contemplation whatsoever, is him trying to insinuate that he felt so threatened by the attacker that even the thought of giving any sort of a warning is an illogical concept. It's a variant of the emotional response known as appeal to extremes.
Okay. So you draw your weapon. Talk to me about that. From
Well, the way I was able to draw it, I couldn't level it with one hand, so I had to eventually try and bring my left around for support.
Okay.
And he made his step towards me, and that was that.
How many steps did he make towards
Just
you?
one step.
Okay. And then that was that. Talk to me about that. What do you do from there?
I made sure there's no other threat around him because it spun him a little bit, and he ran into the store. Immediate threat gone. I did have her as a potential.
No, I mean beforehand, before you fired the gun.
Ask me the question.
Before you fired the gun,
Yes.
once you pull the gun out,
Yes.
okay, you said he stepped towards you?
Yeah.
Because
He
I don't
made
know
one
what
more
he was-
step. Right. He made one more step towards me.
And then what do you do?
I didn't say a word. Gun
Okay.
was already out.
Okay, what do you do?
This is the point where you kind of have to see the footage. We're at 12:51. Remind me. Because, like, you have to see the fucking footage. Because it's not true. He's yelling at the lady, illegally parked car, yelling at the lady. He pushes him like, "What the fuck are you doing to my wife?" He fucking falls down. Skip the footage just to end up back here. He pushed him though? Wait. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that, like, it was okay to just fucking harass someone's wife, dude. Unban that guy you banned for a week. You showing us the footage now? That's why you wanted to see it, to confirm what he says. You got triggered? Oh, dude. Wait, you want me to unban that guy? That's crazy, man. What are these, like... What are these demands, dude? Motherfuckers think that, like... Oh, I have words that I can use in the chat, which means, like... You know, I own you as a person. Like, you are my content slave. So, you know, do as I please. Didn't you ban the guy because he demanded the link? I banned the guy because he was like, "Oh, just show us the murder. Just show us the murder. What the fuck? At least give us the fucking link." When you can very clearly figure out what this public video looks like from the title. Anyway. Hasan Power Trip Piker. I mean, okay, you can get some too. This is not a power trip. Sometimes you got to clean it up a little bit, you know. You guys are new, so you don't know. But there's a reason why this community is so fucking awesome. It's because, unlike other content creators, I constantly have a back and forth with my chat. So sometimes I'll just snip a little bit. So if you appreciate chat being on the side the entire time and being able to fucking have a conversation, then recognize that, you know, that's the reason why I have to, every now and then, snipe some stupid shit. For the record, the snipping is currently happening. No, it's all because these motherfuckers lick your boots and won't go against you. I mean, if I literally banned every single person that was against me, I would not have a community, because everyone, including like long-term fans, will routinely go against me all the time. So, you know, it's simply not true. I do ban people that, yeah, Mango JPEG, I'm still here, living proof. This is a good example. Or people just have differing opinions. Yeah, no, it's fine. It fucking annoys me when, you know, people are being annoying, but. So, anyway, so he pushed him. He pulls his gun out on the ground. There is no walking. He walks back. He scales back. He's still not shot him at this point. Like, he's like literally walking back. I just wanted to make sure that that was... He is walking back at this point. Wait, what's the frame? Is it the comma to show you like... Yeah, here. I'm gonna show you frame by fucking frame, dude. Look. Why isn't it working? What the fuck? Here. He's literally stepping back. Literally stepping back. Just wanted to... I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you this because I wanted you to see that he is straight up fucking lying, okay? Stepping back, literally takes a foot, like takes a step in the other direction, and then he shoots him. $12:51 was where I was, right? Thank you, chatters.
Yeah.
Because
He made one more step, right, he made one more step towards me.
And then what do you do?
I didn't say a word. Gun
Okay.
was already out.
Okay, what do you do?
Fire my weapon.
How many times do you fire the weapon?
One time, sir.
Okay. So you fire the weapon and then basically just scan?
I ended up standing up, made sure all of the threats were clear, reholstered my weapon.
Okay. All right. So he didn't come back at you again or anything like
Not
that?
after he left.
Where did he go?
Into the store.
Okay. Did you strike him?
No.
No, I mean with a gun.
No. I don't know. I
Okay.
assume so, yes, because there was an ambulance there.
Okay. So you don't know if you hit him or
I know nothing, but I would assume so.
Okay. All right. So what do you do? Talk me from there after you reholster your weapon.
After I reholster my weapon, everything's clear. Somebody's screaming about hurt kids. Somebody's screaming about hurt kids.
Aren't you able to use a firearm after being assaulted, though? Just a question. I think the guy shouldn't have shot. It depends. If it's reasonable and proportionate, then you can defend yourself with a weapon. But if there's an altercation where the dude literally thought that he was defending, his wife, then no. You can't do that. Like, you can't fucking shoot someone because you got pushed. If your life is actually being threatened, if the dude actually had a fucking knife and was lunging at you and you shot them, then you have a more reasonable defense than invoking the castle doctrine because, like, your feelings were hurt because you got pushed by the husband of the woman you were harassing. Also, on top of that, when he was on the ground, it's not like the dude was charging him. The dude was walking away and he got shot in the side. So you can't fucking do that at all. Like, that is like the most unacceptable thing.
Somebody thought they were in the car.
You cannot instigate a confrontation and then use lethal force to defend yourself in my state as a concealed carry weapon permit holder.
Everybody's inside, you know, see if you can get her to unlock the car.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. All I remember is screaming about kids.
Okay. What do you do from after you hear somebody talking about our kids and stuff?
Everything's all, well, I asked one person to go, you know, see if she could unlock her car from the inside, and then I just had
You can do it in Florida, though.
to extricate myself from the situation completely and just back to my vehicle and wait for you. So I took my firearm out, unloaded it, locked it, left it in the car. And
What do you mean you locked it back?
Yes.
Okay.
Unloaded it, locked it back, waited for you.
Okay. Did you unload a bag or anything like that? Or?
No, God,
Okay.
no. Just
All
the
right.
one that was in the pipe.
We're gonna kind of slow it down a little bit and kind of, because I'm gonna be asking specific questions about the incident. And again, just like you just be truthful with me.
No trouble there.
And just because we got to kind of dot our I's and cross our T's, exactly what happened. I know you kind of went through it a little fast or whatever, so we're going to just go back a little bit. Is that okay?
Saying defending your wife makes aggression more reasonable is super patriarchal and sexist. I'm a pad tryhard. The words I have for you are significantly worse than what that person did to the other person where he murdered them. I hope you have a horrible life every single day for the rest of your life. You already do have a horrible life. For you to be able to come in here and like make a joke like this implies that you already have the worst life ever. Like, you are literally the biggest scumbag. Like, you're a pathetic vermin. Like, you're like a worm. And you thought you could come in here and say wormy shit like this, right? And I wish that it gets even worse than your current pathetic fucking existence, where every single moment is already painful for you because you know everyone around you hates you. That was really good. That was really good. Oh, it was so sexist. I hope you fucking feel how much of a garbage person you are. Okay? Not a fucking funny joke, you dumb fuck. Anyway, it's top of the hour. I don't even want to do a fucking segue right now, okay? It's top of the hour every hour. It's a 60-second ad break. What did the guy say? He was joking about like this murder where he was just making a joke like it's incredibly patriarchal and sexist to justify aggression. To justify the aggression of I don't even know what it was. I just don't want to even fucking... That other guy got clapped. Get fucked, idiot chatter. Oh, yeah. I quickly murdered another idiot in the chat who was like, oh, you're power tripping again. Now, of all the 10 bands, only one was a sub. Why do you keep the chat open, the non-subs? I will not fucking sub only this chat. Are you crazy? You went off like that because of a joke? Here, I'm going to go off on you because of that question too. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. This is good. This is good. This is a learning process for a lot of you new friends here, okay? Yes, if I'm talking about like the fucking murder of an innocent black dude in the state of Florida for defending his wife, and someone turns around and like tries to justify it immediately after I showed you the fucking traumatic footage of an innocent person being murdered right in front of our eyes. If your immediate goal is to just like, I don't know, make a fucking joke that literally justifies this white supremacist action, I don't want you in this community. Or at least you can stay in the community, but you can also exercise your right to shut the fuck up until you beg for mercy a couple months down the line, as many members do, and say, I have reformed. I came in here as a fucking piece of shit, and now I don't have these piece of shit opinions, and I'm sorry for being a racist dipshit. Okay? Now, if you will then turn around and be like, it's just a joke, dude, relax, then I will ban you as well. Because I don't think you understand the severity. I mean, just because I make jokes doesn't mean that, like, I'm going to literally sit here and act like white supremacist takes like this are even remotely acceptable in this community. It is not. I forgot to run an ad. I'm going to run it now. Here's the ad break. Anyway, let's keep going.
All right. Appreciate it. So you exit your vehicle, right? Like you always do, and you're getting ready to walk in the store.
Yeah.
And what do you see from there?
No placard on the front of the car, because
Well-
I have to walk by the car to...
So you approach the vehicle?
Oh, front of the vehicle, yeah.
Okay. And your intentions on walking around the cars to look for placards?
Always, yeah.
Okay. Where do you
usually
normally
take pictures if there's, you know...
Okay. You take pictures if you don't see no placards, or
Correct.
you take... Okay. Where do you normally look for placards?
License plate, windshield, and the front.
Okay.
See if there's a front license plate or anything.
Dude, this is like, this is the most annoying type of person. On top of being like a white supremacist piece of shit, he's like also exhibiting the most annoying type of behavior. Like, dude, even cop families don't like cops that much. And this motherfucker is like literally a wannabe cop. He's like a LARPer acting like a cop when he's not even a cop. Like, he's not even getting paid to be a fucking asshole. Literally a Nazi hall monitor, dude. Pathetic.
When you approached the vehicle, was the driver... Did you make eye contact with the driver?
I couldn't see the driver. The windows are so dark.
Okay.
I didn't know anybody was in the car.
Right.
Truthfully.
So her window wasn't rolled down?
No,
The
no,
driver's
at the
side?
time, no.
Okay. So you start walking around the car?
Yeah, I walked from the front to the back and then just back up again. And
Okay.
I took no pictures. I just, was
Sure.
assumed would go and keep going, but then the window came down.
He states that the altercation started once the driver rolled down her window, yet the surveillance says otherwise. The prosecution stated that the suspect spotted the driver through the windshield and engaged with her at this moment. The window then comes down at this moment.
Anybody else want some? Go ahead. Go ahead. Justify a dude who started an altercation like this very clearly. Like, even if you're a fucking Nazi, which I know that there are some of you in here that are like watching, looking for an opportunity. Maybe you can like fucking get a rise out of me on your 30th fucking sock account. Even if you're literally a Nazi and you're like, oh, it's pretty sick, another black person was murdered, like, defend this guy on the grounds of how fucking annoying he's being. Like, literally the worst kind of fucking person. Not only is he a racist piece of shit, but also on top of that, he's an annoying racist piece of shit. Like, the type of person who walks up to a random fucking car and, like, starts instigating.
Was the car running?
I couldn't tell. It's so quiet.
Okay.
These damn cars. It doesn't sound anything like mine, which is
Alright.
like a.
So then when you come back around, is the window rolled down at that point?
No,
or-
only after I get back up in front and she, on my way into the store, and she asked me, you know.
So she rolls her window down?
Yes, sir.
For the record, this is a very similar situation to Kyle Rittenhouse. And what I mean by that is Kyle Rittenhouse was also looking for a legal kill. In a nearly identical situation to this, he is instigating so he can get a legal kill, which I'm not going to spoil. So who knows? But not only did he start it, he knew that if he escalated to a certain degree, he could rely on his gun. That speaks volumes on his intention, provoke, and kill. Yes. These people will keep spamming. Sure, he shouldn't have pushed them.
Do you make verbal contact with her first, or did
She made verbal contact with me first, and
What
I
was her-
explained what I did. She asked me what I was doing, of course.
Okay,
And-
so she asked you what? What are you doing?
What are
Walking
you
around
doing?
my car?
Yeah, I
And
said
you said-
I'm looking for handicap placards, you know.
Okay.
And then it ensued with, well, what's that matter
So-
to you?
okay.
And,
So when she rolls her window down, she says, hey, you know, what are you doing? How far are you away from the car?
to the front of the car.
Okay, so you're standing at the front?
Yeah, about the front of the car, which is the
Are
edge
you
of
on
the
the curb?
sidewalk. Yeah.
Okay, so you're on the sidewalk?
Yeah, I'm not exactly in front of the car. I'm on the sidewalk at the front of the car.
Okay. So after you start talking to her, do you approach the driver's side of the car?
Yeah, just of course, I don't want to yell back and
Right,
forth.
that's
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
So how far do you approach the vehicle,
I'm,
distance-wise, approximately?
God.
You may be wondering why they are
I just want to say it speaks volumes that the moment there's a fucking black victim, I've had 60,000 people in here. I've had 50,000 people in here. And the first fucking time there's a black victim, chat, literally half of you motherfuckers lost your shit out of the new people. It's crazy, dude. That's wild. That like the moment we watch a white guy murder the shit out of a fucking black dude and all of the fucking wild takes come flying out. It's weird, dude. Real fucking suspicious, dude. Like, people kept saying, like, weird shit, like, defending the murderer in a joking capacity when it came to, like, the girl. But, like, obviously, haha, lol. Like, I'd let her murder me, that sort of shit. But the moment that there's a black victim, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have pushed him. Should have fucking pushed him. Crazy. Wonder what it is. I wonder what the fuck it is, dude.
asking such specific questions when the entire incident was captured on surveillance. Yet they are not asking for the purpose of gathering facts. They are asking to see if the suspect will amend the facts to fit with his own narrative. Anything he fabricates can be used.
You don't have to defend the pushing. I really hope that this fucking idiot is worded this weirdly. That isn't an acceptable response by an adult bothering you or your response. Be a fucking adult and tell them to fuck off instead of initiating physically with someone. Yeah, 17-month sub. Maybe that'll happen to you too one day, okay? 17-month sub. Maybe you'll fucking be in a situation like that, and you'll get fucking murdered in a similar capacity, and then everyone will turn around and be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have tried to defend your fucking wife. Good take, dude. Some fucking random dude comes over to your car, harasses your fucking wife, circles like a goddamn shark, and then you come out, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And you push him off. And then he claps you, and then some fucking dipshit who's been in here for 17 fucking months, his child's in the car. 17 fucking months, dude. Fuck you, you piece of shit.
Used against him, especially during cross-examination to negate his credibility.
It's gonna be, she's in the car, and it's
Let's say I'm the driver.
she can probably smell your breath, you know,
Okay.
after a while. It's not like I was leaning in her car or anything.
Hopefully you can't smell my breath.
Oh, yeah, hopefully you can smell mine.
So how can you show me how far? Let's say I'm her. How far do you come up to her?
By the window.
Okay, so a couple feet.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
gonna encroach into her car.
All right. So you guys are bickering back and forth. Next thing you know, you get pushed.
I'm blind, pushed nothing, tackled. I'm
Okay.
blindsided, dude.
Okay.
I am on the ground hard.
So
I know what that person's ban appeal is going to look like. I wasn't defending the person getting murdered, obviously. I've been a 17-month member of this community. Clearly, I shouldn't have spoken out of turn like this in an emotional moment. I obviously was not trying to defend the murder. I think that's horrible and wrong. I simply was stating that, like, you know, the person should not have behaved in such an aggressive capacity. Like, let me just tell you right now, he's typing it literally right now. He stopped. I see it in the fucking chat. I see it in the fucking moderator chat. You motherfuckers, after I ban you, you go, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have written that. Then don't fucking write it, dickhead. Why are you saying it? Maz, don't ban that piece of shit for at least a month, okay?
he shoved you pretty good.
No, for what it felt like is he come running at me.
Okay. Like full
Unban-
force.
don't
I haven't
unban
been
him
hit like
for at
that
least
since
a
I was
month.
in my 20s.
Okay. All right. So he shoves you to the ground. You fall to the ground.
Correct.
Okay.
Slightly, dude. Not very. Slightly.
Okay. Do you hit your head?
Don't know. Don't feel anything.
Okay.
Don't know.
So you don't know if
Definitely
he's
sideways like this. I know this landed under my gun. Okay, so I landed on my wrist on my gun.
okay.
Had to reach over to extract my hand.
To push yourself
To
back.
push myself up off of that. And as I'm reaching and pulling around, he's standing in front of me. As I come up, he's taking his step towards me.
Okay. Now let's discuss that. If you don't mind, could you sit on the ground real quick for me?
That's where I was.
I don't want you to hurt it.
No.
Okay.
We did.
So you're on the ground, right?
I'm on the ground like this.
Okay. How far is the guy away?
Front of the car.
He's at the front of the car?
Front of the
So he's on
car.
that sidewalk, kind of curb area.
No, he's in front of the car, off the sidewalk.
Okay. Right on the edge?
You got it.
So how far do you think he's away from you?
I might have been right at the edge of the back of the front door.
Of the car?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
So he's up by the front
This,
tire.
He's up by the front tires. No, further than that, man.
Further than this?
Further than that.
Okay.
I was back further. He had to be further than that.
Okay. So he's about this far,
Yeah.
maybe even further.
And as I come up this way, because I have to come up off my hand, all right, I bring the gun out with me. And as I'm coming back this way, I can't support it. So I hit this.
Okay.
And as
What does he do?
as I come out like this, he's taking his step.
Okay. Taking a step?
Taking his steps towards me.
Okay.
So let's look at the footage.
Don't defend the pushing in this instance, bro. You fucking see some random fucking asshole harassing your wife when your kids are in the fucking car. You come out and you push him and you're gonna fucking be like, and he literally was armed. He didn't know that he was armed, but like, None of that justifies a public execution. I'm defending the pushing in this instance as well. Motherfucker's threatening his wife, dude. And his children in this car. I'm literally defending the pushing in this instance. I'm sorry that he's such a goddamn pussy that he fucking buckled like a picnic table, like a plastic picnic table. Okay? God, people are such fucking pieces of shit, dude. I'm straight up on board with the pushing. What do you think is most likely? The chat defending the dude on the ground would have most likely pushed the dude too. No, they wouldn't have. They're fucking. They wouldn't have done that. They 100% wouldn't have done that. They would have fucking cowered in a goddamn corner. That's what they would have done. They are the dude with the gun. Okay, that's why. Because they're fucking pussies themselves. That's the reality. Okay. That's why they go out and they fucking buy guns like this. And that's why they can see themselves in that situation. That's why they're fucking saying, like, oh, I wouldn't have pushed in this situation. You're in racist ass, you're in some fucking racist ass part of town. Some white dude is like circling around your fucking car and like screaming at your fucking wife. Like, you know the events that led to this situation. Dude, I really want, I wish this was a fucking situation where there was a white dude and another white dude. I really genuinely think the chat would have a different take on it. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just confront your own fucking internalized points of view here a little bit. Like, if you have a problem with him shoving the dude, then you should have a problem with him. Well, obviously, you should have a problem with him murdering the other dude. But if you have a problem with him getting shoved, then why don't you have a problem with him fucking literally circling around the car and, like, harassing someone like this? Especially because, like, it's clear that he's looking for a fucking altercation that he can start so he can use his gun. And some of you fucking idiots are getting duped into believing that this is, like, not acceptable, but still, you're, like, you're lending credence to his defense here by having that idiotic take. Now, there are also other aggravating aggravating information or aggravating circumstances that you are unaware of, like the multiple instances where this dude has tried a similar thing and you know, tried to fucking start altercations only to use their gun in a similar capacity. But even outside of that, like, you can't fucking do that. Like, you can't just roll up to a family, harass them, And then when you get fucking pushed, pull out your gun and shoot them, okay?
The suspect is shoved to the ground as he described. This is the moment he reaches for his gun. Marquise sees this and starts backing up.
Sorry, I can't show you the rest of it, but I already played. Oh, they pause it. Never mind. I was fucking stupid. Did they show the shooting? Dude. Okay. De-escalation is on the side of the aggressor. Okay? You keep saying like, oh my God, why didn't the husband de-escalate the situation? He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He just sees a random fucking asshole literally harassing his wife. It's not like he fucking knocked him out. He pushed him. I assume he pushed him, being like, whoa, 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 what the fuck are you doing? And the dude flew the fuck back. He's in front of his children. He's defending his wife from some fucking asshole. I don't know if you didn't watch the rest of the video and you were unaware of like what this dude was doing, circling around the car, yelling at the fucking wife.
Marquise takes 3.5 steps back, and 2.5 seconds go by. Drejka then fires his weapon.
How close does he get to you before you fire the gun?
Maybe to the front tire.
So show me where. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, so right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he charging after you?
2 steps running.
Okay. Well, you're saying he was running?
Well, it would have been running when he got out of behind the car.
Okay. All right.
I gotta get off.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want you to hurt yourself.
No.
What did you think then, Mike?
Say again,
What
bud?
did you think when that happened?
I've never been in that situation ever. I thought kicks were coming.
Okay.
So you thought he was gonna?
I thought kicks were coming, or at least he'd be on
You
top
need-
of
you
me.
need
No,
help?
I got it.
Okay.
Left arm's good. All right.
So you're thinking he's gonna come kick you?
I'm thinking he's coming to do the rest of it.
Did you see him with a firearm?
No, sir, I didn't see him with anything.
Okay. What do you mean the rest of it?
Whatever beating was coming after
Okay.
that.
He just asserted that he thought kicks or a beating was coming. If he had spoken with a lawyer, he would have been advised to not only state, but put considerable emphasis on the fact that he believed that his life was in danger. He would have essentially been told to say that it was either his life or the attacker's, and that there wasn't a shred of doubt in his mind that he would have been killed had he not fired his weapon in self-defense. Even without the surveillance footage to refute his version of the altercation, these statements alone would be extremely damning in a court of law.
So you thought he was gonna beat you and stuff?
You're not kidding.
Okay. All right. So
If he gonna hit me that hard to begin with from blindside from the get-go, what else should I expect?
okay. All right. So you're on the ground. You said he was running at you, but he only took like a step.
He would have if he had cleared that and come around towards me again with
Right.
that second foot.
Okay.
That
So he
would've
only
been
made one step.
He barely made the.
This is why, and I'm not even kidding about this, this is why there's a literal fucking card with what to tell cops if you get a concealed carry permit in certain states, and that card also that card has a lawyer's number on it that you call immediately after shooting someone. As John Oliver also talked about recently. I think it was recently, right? Yeah. If you go to a concealed carry permit, if you go get a concealed carry permit, they'll literally give you, they'll pitch you like insurance, basically. When you use your gun when you use your gun, like, make sure you have this insurance, you know, to give you that legal kill that you want. Remember that.
Second step before I pulled the trigger.
Okay. What kind of gun?
No, I
do
don't
you
think he
have?
flew the fuck back on purpose
Okay.
so he could get a legal kill. I think he aggressively started pursuing a black woman who he perceived to be, like, you know, alone, most likely, thinking that he could, you know, either harass that person or maybe even get into a fucking situation where there could be a gun that he could pull out and use. He flew the fuck back because he's a pussy with zero balance. And that's precisely why he that's precisely why he has a gun to begin with.
Why do you think the guy's gonna beat you?
By the way, I'm no longer addressing things. I'm just like banning people because like I think people just want to get attention. But remember that you are pathetic, and I'm not even going to show your name or anything like that, and I will never remember you, and probably your mother and father wishes they never remember you either.
Nowhere. Why? What else would I think?
That's precisely why you have no friends. If you're in this chat writing stuff like, you know, black people bad, that sort of thing.
Somebody coming at me for more.
Okay.
What did the female do at that point?
The female just started screaming
Was she in the car or out of the car?
out of the car.
Okay. She's screaming that you just shot him, or
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
okay, you just hear her screaming.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm not paying attention to her anymore because I moved away from her. She's not a threat to me anymore.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned early that you asked Mustafa about video and stuff like that.
Correct.
That there were. Do you think the video would show him charging it or running
It
at you?
should.
Okay.
There should be an angle right on that parking spot.
Okay. What happens if I told you that I looked at the video and in no time and point does he come running up towards you? He actually takes a step back.
I would disagree.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would disagree in a heartbeat.
Okay. All right. So you said after he runs in the store and stuff like that.
Did you see me get hit?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Where did
absolutely.
you come from? If you don't mind me asking, where do you
We'll
come
get it
from?
on.
Yeah, we'll get
bring
into
it
that.
on, friend.
But did she walks around the vehicle? Does she go anywhere? Do you see her go anywhere?
She went to the front of the store. She was inside for a while. Then she got in and moved her car.
Okay. So she came back outside the store.
She did.
Did you guys have any discussion?
The only thing I said to her was somebody's trying to see if you've got keys for your children.
Okay. Did when the gentleman, before you fired the gun, did he make any threats towards you?
I never
he
heard
pushed
a
you?
word.
Okay. So he didn't say, I'm going to kick your ass?
I never heard a word of anything.
Let's kind of back up because I'm just trying to understand. Excuse me. Before you shoot him, okay, and he had already shoved you, right? You said you thought he was going to come kick you and basically finish the job.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear him make any statements?
Negative. He never made a word.
Okay,
until
like
I
I'm
fired.
coming to
Never said
finish.
a word until I fired, but then he never said a word when he dumped me either.
Right. So you never said, what
No,
the hell,
sir.
dude? Okay. So you guys don't have any type of...
I barely even saw the man.
No, I mean, after he
Oh,
pushed
no.
you were on the ground.
There's
You're trying to get to your sidearm.
no talks between us
Okay.
at all.
You don't ask him, what the hell, dude? Why'd you push me?
No,
He doesn't make any statements, I'm going to come kick your ass?
no, negative.
Okay.
Didn't say a word to me.
So he made no threats that he...
For the record, spoiler alert, but he did make a statement. He didn't say, I'm going to come kick your ass. He said, stay the fuck away from my girl when he was walking up.
He was going to come finish his job.
It was an assumption.
Also, what the fuck? He's like literally giving him... I'm losing my mind that like this cop is literally like... Anyway.
Definitely.
Okay, so you just assumed he was gonna come do that?
Any smart person would, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it, I understand it. So, and then you shoot him, just one time, correct?
One time, sir.
Okay.
Neutralize.
And then
That's
he
it.
just neutralize it?
Neutralize, and then that's it. There's no reason to.
Neutralize.
What do you mean, can you elaborate, what do you mean neutralize?
Neutralize the immediate threat.
Okay.
And then that's it. No reason to go overboard anyway.
Sure.
Chatters, is this the sheriff, by the way? If you know I don't want to spoil it, but is this the sheriff? If you know what I'm talking about, if you know the case, then you know what I'm referencing. Or is there another one? No, I mean, he is a sheriff, but is this the sheriff?
Okay, I get it. And then he runs in.
I shoot to save my own ass, and that's that.
Okay.
Do you understand that? I mean, does it ever go through your mind that when you're going up and talking to these people and informing them of them being parked in a handicapped spot, that they might not take that right? That this might go sideways a little bit?
Well, sure, but that's why I take precautions as well.
Like what? What kind of precautions?
Bob
I'm a very careful person,
Gualtieri.
and I have a permit.
He has just stated that he was fully aware beforehand that a serious altercation could have arisen from his actions, and then justified these actions on the grounds that he was carrying a weapon. He has essentially just tried to condone the provocation of a potential violent encounter because he was protected, showing no consideration for the safety and well-being of others. It could be argued that he gave no thought to the potential harm said provocation could cause anyone apart from himself.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you what the other sheriff did. You'll see in a second. I'm sure they're gonna mention
Do
it.
you think you'd go knock on these people's, or I shouldn't say knock on these people's
Yeah, I
windows. Do
don't
you think you'd go confront them?
anyone
I
right
mean,
to their face.
It's approaching, so we use the term approach instead of confront.
Okay, but it is up to the person who's in the car to actually confront.
If you go up to somebody and approach them, they could take that as being confrontational. You can't really interpret how
that
people are
would
going to
make
take it.
them confrontational.
But if you go up to somebody and you approach them about being parked in a handicapped spot, do you think you'd be willing to do that and take that risk if you didn't take these precautions? Because you don't know how people are going to react.
I've been carrying a gun most of my adult life, so I can't really answer that in a way that would satisfy you.
Okay.
You know
Well,
what
I mean, would you approach these people if you didn't?
Once again, I don't know. I would have to say yeah,
Okay.
but I wouldn't know because, like I said,
You always carry.
I've always carried a firearm.
Okay. Since how long? How long have you carried it?
I was 22,
How old are you now?
48.
Oh, they don't talk about the other sheriff in this video? Okay, I'll tell you then. On July 20th, 2018, the day after the shooting, Sheriff Bob Gualtieri holds a press conference in which he announces that his agency will not charge Michael Drejka for the shooting death of McLaughlin. At the press conference, he walked through the events leading up to the shooting and revealed the surveillance video to the media. And he started by saying, "I'm a big believer in this adage that just because you can doesn't mean you should. This case may be an example of that." Citing stand your ground laws in the state of Florida. Nonetheless, we don't build it, we just sail it. What I mean by that is, I don't make the law, I enforce the law. And Gualtieri cited Florida statute 776.032 and stated that his office was precluded from making an arrest due to Drejka's claim of self-defense through Florida's stand your ground law. Do you motherfuckers think for even a moment that if a black man walked up to a white family outside of a fucking market, harassed them, okay? And then when the white father fucking came over and said, "Get the fuck away from my wife," and pushed him off, if he pulled out his fucking gun and that black man shot that white dude, if you think for a fucking moment that they would not have thrown the book at that motherfucker, you are delusional. Okay? And that's not a full-blown spoiler, but don't worry. That doesn't, just keep watching.
If, let's say on the video, I watch the video or whatever, and he doesn't approach you or make any steps towards you like you indicated.
Exactly what I saw, though.
Okay, so you saw him come towards you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happens if he didn't come towards you? Would you still
Hell
fire
no,
around?
there's no reason to. If he's retreating, then I don't need to use my firearm.
What if he's just standing still?
I still don't need to use my firearm.
All right.
He has just removed a potentially strong argument from a defense team. Upon reviewing the surveillance footage, the defense could have asserted that the defendant was still in considerable fear of his life, even though the suspect was retreating. This could have further asserted the argument that his actions were not the result of malignant anger, but rather the result of irrational fear.
Did you see, when you saw this guy after he pushed you, did you see anything on his face? Did you see any facial expressions or anything?
Negative. All I saw was a man trying to do me.
What were his hands doing? Could you see that?
I have no clue. Okay?
Were you able to see him? Were you able to see the guy's hands?
I didn't see his hands per se, and I didn't see his face at all. I
Okay.
don't know what he looks like.
Could you see his legs, his feet, anything like that?
I might have seen his legs. I know he was a black guy, that's it. Or
Okay.
maybe his arms, I'm not sure.
Could you see anything that he was doing other than...
Oh, watching his feet, watching his hips.
All right. So if he was standing still, you would have seen no reason to
No,
pull
sir.
the trigger. Okay.
If he hadn't have twitched, I never would have pulled that trigger.
When that
Notice the difference, dude. I'm telling you, these fucking cops are literally feeding him outs, dude. And he's too fucking stupid to recognize it. Like, it's not about like, it's not about being nice, by the way. It's not about like, you know, calming him down so that they can like catch him with a conviction. They're literally fucking feeding him outs. And even then, he's just like too much of a fucking idiot to respond appropriately.
gun was out, did you make the decision to shoot when you pulled the gun out, or was that
Negative.
decision made afterwards?
Negative decision I made as soon as he moved.
Okay. Did you remember having time to think and process
No
things?
time to think.
But
As
you
soon
hadn't
as
made...
that gun was out, the twitch goes, that's it.
Okay. But you said you actually pulled the gun out before you made the decision to shoot, right?
I'm not pulling it out with the intention of pulling the trigger.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
if I come up on target and I need to shoot, I'm shooting.
If you would have pulled that gun, between the time you pulled that gun, if you would have been on your back and you pulled that gun and you had it on him, if he would have been standing still, do you think that trigger would have gotten pulled?
No.
Did you have time to really look at him and tell that he was coming towards you?
The feet said he was coming towards me, and
Okay.
so did the hips.
What kind of twitch was it?
The hip twitch. Right foot comes around this way like he's going to come right past that car thing, and that was that.
How much time do you think it was between when you pulled that gun out and when you
I don't
actually
know.
pulled the trigger?
I don't know.
How much time did it seem like to you?
It seemed like a split second.
Okay.
All right, Michael.
I just want to remind you that this is I just want to remind you guys of what the sheriff said. They did this interview. They did this interview with him. They did this interrogation with him. And then they let him go. Just remember that they let him go. They did this interview. They have the footage. They know what the footage shows. They know he's lying in this interview. They know he's lying here because they saw the footage already. That's why I'm saying they're trying to give him an out. And they let him go.
We'll be right back. So, we spoke before. I'm Detective Shields in the Sheriff's Office. We're here to do a buccal swab, which is a swabbing of your cheeks. If you consent to it, we're going to go over a consent form here. These are our forensics technicians, forensic specialists that work here at the Sheriff's Office.
They don't believe that it's self-defense. They don't give a fuck, Chad. How do you not understand? They brought up only once. They asked him a question. Do you believe that the perpetrator was walking towards you? Do you believe that you were in fear of your safety? He said yes. Why didn't they go, well, we saw in the footage. Why didn't they repeat over and over again? Well, we saw in the footage that he was walking backwards. We saw in the footage that he was walking backwards when you shot him. We saw in the footage that he was backing away when you shot him. They asked it one time, dude.
And they're gonna get some overall stuff.
All right, Michael, if you just stand up right here, I'll just take some overall photographs of you. I'm just gonna see, where were your injuries? You had one.
You can take the shirt.
Yeah, you can take
Now,
the
this
shirt.
is basically it as far as noticeable injuries. Everything else is just muscular.
They want him to lie to them, dude. They want him to talk. Dude, how many of these fucking interviews, how many of these interrogations that we've seen, they literally want you to, they want to catch you in a fucking lie, and then they literally call you out on it in the interrogation. What are you talking about, dude?
On the inside.
They already have it on camera.
The only visible one.
So the testimony is supposed to have that, the part where he's like, his testimony is going to contradict the camera footage, but the detectives are not fucking bringing it up.
That's it.
What does that say in your tattoo?
Or sheriff.
This is sadness. Her initials were SAD, mine are NADs.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, man. You good on water and
No, the police had the footage at this
stuff
time.
like that? Okay.
People were just here, so I've been.
Alright. Like, we just want to talk to you, kind of seal up a few things and go over a few more things. Is that all right? Just to go over, just kind of clarify things.
Clarify away.
So, in regards to the incident at the store, you had mentioned early on when I was talking to you about after he shoved you, okay, and you fell to the
Shove
ground.
me, nothing.
Well, I mean,
A shove is somebody standing in front of somebody and pushing their arms out straight. This felt like I was run at and tackled.
okay, all right. So after he tackles you or whatever, in your words, you fall to the ground, correct?
Very
Okay, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. And then, you know, you're working on getting your firearm out because of what reason?
I laid on it when I fell.
Okay, but you're working on trying to get your firearm out.
I had to drag it out from under me.
For what reason though?
If you had just been blindsided with no idea who was attacking you, would your firearm be out next move you made?
Probably so. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
exactly
It's hard for me
why.
to make that.
That's exactly
It's an
why.
opinion. Okay. So,
No, I don't think
You
so.
thought-
That's a training.
okay. When you looked up and you see him, what's going through your mind?
What's going through my mind is he coming back at me again?
Okay. To do what? What did you think he was going to do?
Thinking he's going to finish what the hell he just started.
Okay. And to you, like, what do you mean? Kind of elaborate a little bit on the finishing.
I have no clue because he didn't do anything.
Right.
I can't elaborate on something I don't know about.
What do you think he was going to do?
No clue.
You fear for your life? You fear for your safety? Did you fear for your life? Did you fear for your
Don't have to be
safety?
again. That's about it.
What was going
he
on in your
would've done
mind?
Is just
Did you feel like you were in fear?
pure conjecture.
All right. So did you think he was maybe going to get physical with you?
Sure.
Okay.
In a fair fight, you think you can take him?
Negative. I do not fight. Never have been a fighter.
Never?
Never.
Like, dude, people are so dense, dude. I'm sorry. If you are interrogating him right now to get a fucking confession out of him, you don't say, so what was going on? Were you afraid for your life? Were you afraid for your safety? You'd say, why do you feel like you were afraid for your safety? If you felt like you were afraid of your life, why did you pull out your gun and shoot him while he was backing away? Like, you guys are fucking ridiculous. How many of these videos have we watched so far? And there's still motherfuckers in the chat like, oh no, actually they're not. They're trying to get a confession out of him. They're trying to get a confession out of him. What are you talking about, dude? He's literally fucking coaching him to give the right answer, basically. He's like trying to get like a self-defense answer out of him so they can fucking... And by the way, I know I'm right because not only did they feed him this shit, but they also let him go. So you're wrong. Like, I'm literally right. They let him go. They didn't charge him. Not disrespectful, you be a bad cop. Why would I be disrespected by that, my friend? I love that. Thank you. Why the fuck would I be... oh my God. I thank you. That was literally a nice thing that you just told me. Fuck that, dude. I'm usually on your side, but they are not on his side. Dude, you are so insane. They let him walk. They let him walk. You are wrong. I am right. I fucking know details about this case that you clearly do not know. They literally let him go. Do you want me to read the sheriff's statement again? After this interrogation, this interview is over, they let him leave. You have to be careful with questions like that. It can be construed as leading the suspect by his lawyer. They can only get one chance for the first interrogation. They're doing a shit job on the whole, though. Yeah, they are leading him. They're leading him to fucking get an out.
Ever. I didn't even fight in school.
These statements were used by the prosecution to further assert his lack of consideration for the safety and well-being of others. As he stated earlier, he was aware that his decision to approach the vehicle could have resulted in an altercation, potentially a violent one, yet he has just confirmed that he has no hand-to-hand...
I know he's in jail. I didn't want to fucking spoil it, okay? But the very same people that it's not up to the oh my god, this idiot is saying it's not up to detectives to fucking grant bail or not. Dude, they didn't charge him with a crime. Yeah, I fucking spoiled it because people are so stupid. They let him go and they literally let him go and they say, we can't charge him with a crime. It's not illegal to defend yourself. Okay? There you go. I fucking spoiled it. He's in jail now. He's rotting in jail. Piece of shit. But it doesn't matter because they did this interview and then they fucking let him go.
hand fighting experience or training whatsoever.
They had
meaning
the
that
footage.
His boldness in the situation solely came from the fact that he was armed with a deadly weapon, thus making him highly inclined to using it when far less force would have sufficed. The prosecution essentially stated that he was willing to kill in order to prevent himself from getting moderately hurt in the situation that he initiated.
I mean, what do you finish the job? What do you mean? I'm just
Whatever he started. I have no clue what he started and what his end game was.
Right, okay.
I was in the dark about that. So that makes me believe to myself I need a force multiplier because I don't know what's going on.
What do you mean a force multiplier? What is
Exactly what you know what a force multiplier is.
No, sir, I don't. If I did, I don't. I really don't.
Well, a force multiplier is a sidearm. Anything
Okay.
other than your hand.
Okay. All right, I got you.
A stick.
Some type of
A
weapon.
force multiplier.
Okay.
You know terminology that we don't.
I
learned it from.
do a lot of
I
reading
learned it
or-
from the. Yeah,
I seriously didn't know what that meant. And I just want to tell you this, you know, just to let you know, the gentleman you shot is deceased.
Thank you for telling me. Nobody else would give me word on that.
So,
I did ask.
okay. You got any questions for me or anything?
Other than the standard ground thing, and I did exactly what I thought I was supposed to be doing at that time, considering what was happening to myself. No, sir, I don't think I have anything else to say.
It's satisfied.
All right, approximate time is about 2,200 hours. Interview will be concluded.
Drejka was released without charge as the investigation was ongoing, but was arrested 25 days later on August 13th and charged with a single count of manslaughter. During those 25 days,
Bro, this video is ridiculous, dude. That's not what happened, dude. What the fuck? That's literally not what happened, dude. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to tell you what actually happened. Okay. So, on the day after the shooting, they let him go. They hold a press conference, as I mentioned already. The sheriff, Bob Galtieri, who's not here. This isn't that guy. There's another sheriff. What's your source? I mean, I literally covered this event at the time at the Young Turks. But right now, I'm going through the Wikipedia page on the like the source is me, motherfucker. You think you know everything? I covered the story. Anyway. The sheriff stated Florida's stand your ground law and said that he was defending himself, so we can't do anything. And the local state attorney's office is what actually charged him. On August 1st, 2018, Sheriff Galtieri announced that the investigation had been turned over to the state attorney, Bernie McCabe. McCabe said there was no time frame for how long it would take to complete the investigation. This detective, I think, or one of the detectives, I don't know if this is George, but one of the detectives sent a request to the state attorney. Wait, Bernie McCabe? Hold on. Why do I remember that name? Oh, that guy recently died, but that's not the reason why I remember that name. Never mind. I was thinking of someone else. So Bernie McCabe, the state attorney, ends up charging him. And the George Moffett, one of the sheriffs, or one of the detectives, sorry, cited the 3 drivers who alleged that Drejka threatened them with a gun in past incidents. Drejka was formally charged with a single count of manslaughter on August 13th. So what did JCS get wrong? He made it seem like they, not mentioning the fact that the sheriff, after this entire fucking investigation, literally came out and said, like, we can't charge him at all because that's not what you said, though. No, I was thinking of Andrew McCabe, yes. Not mentioning the cops, letting him go, and also literally saying he did self-defense is incorrect.
Going, but was arrested 25 days later on August 13th and charged with...
That's incredibly fucking important. That's an incredibly important detail to show, like, what the perspective of the fucking police department was at the time.
Interview will be concluded.
Drejka was released without charge as the investigation was ongoing, but was arrested 25 days later on August 13th and charged with a single count of manslaughter. During those 25 days, Drejka was named as the accused aggressor in 4 prior road incidents ranging from 2012 to 2018, where he threatened drivers with a gun.
This
2
might be
were
the detective
male,
who did
2
that
were female,
in the end.
including a young mother with 2 children in the car. He was interviewed by WTSP 18 days after his arrest.
I just want you to tell me about yourself.
Okay. I'm pretty much your normal, average, everyday person with average problems, I would suppose.
Right.
I don't know what everybody else's problems are, but you know, I've got money troubles. You know, we've got moving troubles.
Right.
But other than that, everything.
Right. Take me back to, I'm going to call it that day. What kind of morning did you have July 19th? Were you working? Were you walking the dogs? Were you?
I don't think this is really the right place to go into specifics about that day.
Well, I wasn't talking about the actual incident of the shooting. I was just saying what your day was like. Cup of coffee?
Normal, everyday day, really, nothing that...
Saw the wife off to work?
Yeah, nothing too surprising out of any of it.
Everybody involved with this case, a lot of people involved with this case have spoken up. The sheriff has spoken out. The prosecution has spoken out. The McLaughlins have spoken out. Al Sharpton has spoken out. And we felt that it was necessary to hear from the person at the center of this case. The McLaughlins have been very, very hard and descriptive about you as a person. Is there...
I wonder why, dude. That's crazy. I wonder why the family of the victim were very aggressive. When describing the fucking murderer who murked one of their own.
Is there something that you could say to them that might give some clarity about who you are or how you feel?
I really don't think this is the right place to talk to the family directly.
Right. How many dogs do you have?
2.
And what kind are they?
German Shepherd.
All right.
Defense would argue display of humanity and compassion. Prosecution would argue self-pity and appeal for
Seems
sympathy.
like this is striking a chord with you. Do you?
Yeah, I don't miss my girls. Miss my girls. It's all of them.
Yeah. Is there anything in your mind that would change now that you have a chance to look back? Is there anything you would change with what happened, how it happened? Is there anything that you would change, or I'm sure you had time to think about this?
Sure. I've had plenty of time to think about it, but as far as changing anything as events,
right.
Is what you're...
Right.
I don't see... I really did. No, not off the top of my head.
Okay. People that have come down to speak about the events and things of that nature, and they get the feeling that...
Wait. Does he have like human daughters? Or was he actually referencing his 2 dogs that he misses as he teared up? Wait. He murdered a dude with children. And when asked that question, he has no remorse or nothing like that. And the first moment that he fucking tears up is when he's thinking about his own... He's thinking about his own dogs and how they must miss him? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Bro, this is literally like... He has real human children too? Okay, maybe he's talking about his own daughters then. I don't know.
There might be a racial overtone to this incident.
No, there's almost no way of that. Number one, my upbringing really prevents that from coming out of me ever. My parents weren't that way.
Oh, come on, dude! That's like when Donald Trump says, I'm the least racist in this room. I mean, everybody's a little racist, but I'm the least. I'm less racist than everyone else. My upbringing prevents that from coming out of me, dude. What the fuck? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Motherfucker couldn't even say I'm not racist. Like, at least, you know, most white people when asked this question will say, like, I'm colorblind. Like, or some shit like that. That's not even a self-report. He just admitted that he's racist. He just, like, you know, hides his urges. Which is kind of wild because then it's like, you know, then maybe you weren't able to hide your urges when you were fucking, you know, badgering and harassing a black woman in a parking lot and then murdered his husband. Maybe the upbringing didn't work there, or what's up?
You know, it was always try and get along with everybody. Green eggs and ham, you know, everybody's different. And I grew up during desegregation, not segregation. Okay, so it's not like you know, was sheltered from other cultures or races, you know, from a very young age. And my professionalism beyond that prevents me from saying stuff like that anyway.
So I can look you in the eye right now and ask you,
yes,
if you are a racist, what would be your answer?
No,
You do not hate black people.
I do not hate anybody.
He was released from jail 1 month after this interview on a $100,000 bond. His trial began on August 19th of 2019.
Are you still exclusively rehabilitating criminals and murderers like this? Yes. Even this guy, yes.
One of the most high-profile trials in the Bay Area will officially get underway.
Michael Drejka's attorney will argue that Drejka fatally shot Marquise McLaughlin in self-defense.
ABC Action News reporter Jasmine Stiles joins us live now from Clearwater with a breakdown of the jury.
At 8:45 this morning, prosecutors and the defense will give their opening statements to 6 jurors. We know that they are mostly white and none of those jurors are black. It took about 2 days to whittle down the large pool of potential jurors.
And watch his reaction when he finds out in the interview that Mr. McLaughlin had expired. He's not celebrating. He's not proud. He's not happy. That shows you that it wasn't his intention or his desire to take a human life. He did what he thought he had to do.
Wait, what the fuck does that mean? Like, well, I mean, he still shot him. Like, what is that? What, like, he wanted to nudge him in the right direction with a gun? That kind of fucking sucks as a defense, by the way, because, like, it's almost worse that he didn't, like, unload his entire fucking, it's almost worse that he didn't do a mag dump, okay? Because, like, then you kind of fucking give the game away, that it wasn't actually, like, that threatening of a situation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, so he just wanted to, like, nudge him in the right direction, but with his gun. You know, that's definitely, at the very least, fucking manslaughter. Straight up.
In the moment, in split-second timing, given that he was attacked. It's not a high-definition video. You heard their own experts say it was standard definition. We don't even know the age of the cameras that captured the images. But clearly, it's not the best images. And we heard about this.
Yeah, not the best images for you, like, for your client, because, you know, he got caught on him. But split second, by the way. Dude was literally walking back, by the way. Split second, though. Jesus Christ. I can't believe the lawyer's defense can be whittled down to, well, Your Honor. I mean, this is before the time where this could have ever even happened, but Your Honor, as the youth say, you know, this person was caught in 4K. Well, guess what? He was not caught in 4K. He was caught in 144p, so it's not enough to convict, I think. I mean, what is this? The camera's really old. It's really grainy footage.
Impression artifact. You're going to see that there's some wavy lines when you watch the video in the deliberation room.
I just want to let you know that given how much what we saw in this entire altercation and how many people defended the dude, kind of, like even said like, oh, the dude shouldn't have pushed him, blah, blah, blah. I just want to let you know that if there wasn't a camera there, there is 0% chance that that dude would have gone to jail. Okay? 0, motherfucker.
You're going to see this little jumping, little wavy lines over the shoulder of Mr. McLaughlin at one point, on the grill of one of the cars at one point. So it's not completely representative of what occurred. And it's certainly not high definition representative. Color seems to be off, very, very low color. You heard the store owner say that Mr. Drejka came in every day. He didn't know he carried a weapon. Mr. Drejka never...
Bro, this motherfucker's like, yo, this wasn't IMAX ready. Like, we can't watch the murder in IMAX. So, I mean, who's to say the murder even happened? Some could say that he's alive to this day, actually. This is an incredible defense. I had not heard this before.
Say, hey, I got a gun. I carry a firearm. Had no idea. And how did you describe Mr. Drejka? He said he was always calm. And in this video interview, he's calm. Seems a little depressed, calm. He doesn't seem proud or excited or anything like that.
Bro, he literally badgered this fucking woman and then pulled out his gun on a dude who was walking back and shot him.
Very calm. Everyone that described him said he was calm, cooperative, nice guy. He had no time to think. He had no time to analyze the situation. He was attacked. He was blindsided. He says that. Listen to him in his interview. Those clips the state didn't play to you. So I just hope that as you go back and deliberate on this extremely, fundamentally important constitutional issues, remember we live in America. Mr. Drejka is presumed not guilty.
Your Honor, Hannibal Lecter was extremely calm as he ate those victims. Extremely calm. I mean, how can someone who is calm ever do a murder? I'm sorry, did you say? Yes, he ate the victims, but he did not want to waste their the meat. He was very calm, Your Honor.
Unless the state is able to overcome that presumption by evidence and testimony, we respectfully submit to you that that has not occurred in this case, that there is reasonable doubt. Common sense tells you that. We know how divisive this case is. Mr. Drejka did what he thought was necessary to terminate a threat, a clear threat against his life. And as I said, when you go back and talk about it, ask yourself, if Mr. Drejka hadn't pulled the gun and fired, what would have happened to Mr. Drejka? Mr. Drejka was the victim here.
What?
That's the sad part. The victim, the true victim, has become the defendant in a very serious criminal case. His life and liberty are at stake here on your decision. Think it through. One man is already gone. Do we want to take another man's life away from him on this kind of evidence when there's this kind of doubt in the case?
That's insane. I mean, there's a murder caught on camera and he's like, well, you know, the camera footage was bad. Are we really going to send him to jail? That's literally what he just said. The camera footage had squiggly lines and not a lot of color. Are we really going to send a man to jail over fucking murdering someone on camera like that, dude? That's crazy. It's almost as crazy as running an ad at the top of the fucking hour at 5 p.m. Pacific. For 1 minute. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was good. Fuck. A lot of you guys got. It's fine. It's okay. If you'd like to no longer see the fucking ads, dude, listen. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, All you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can subscribe for free with a motherfucking Twitch Prime, dude. You can do that. The thing you can do. Okay? Or you can use a ad blocker or a VPN. Make yourself seem like you're watching from Somalia or some shit, you know? Here's the 1-minute ad now.
Thank you for your time.
What we have to do as the state of Florida is prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that defendant committed the crime of manslaughter. Now, what is a reasonable doubt? Here is a story that I tell in closing arguments. Admittedly, it might sound silly, but it's to demonstrate what is and what is not a reasonable doubt. So let's say that you're walking your dog at night, and it's Florida, of course, and you hear some thunder, you see some lightning, you smell the rain, you go to bed. You wake up, water everywhere. Okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt, it's been proven that it rained. Now, is it possible that a helicopter went over the neighborhood, go into some forest fire, dumped the bucket of water over the neighborhood? Is it possible the sun's not going to rise? Okay? But that's not reasonable based on the evidence. The evidence is there was thunder, there was lightning, the smell of rain. When you look at all that, it's been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that it rained. And one of the most important things that you do not leave when you come into a courtroom is your common sense. So common sense tells you that it rained. Now, can you speculate this? So let's say that you have some kids in the neighborhood. Let's say there's 3 kids. You got Allison, you got Alyssa, and you got Timmy. Okay? And Timmy's the...
Oh, they really letting everybody be lawyers and prosecutors in Florida, okay? I just like... I don't know what's going on down there. I mean, they literally let Jeffrey Epstein get away with doing, like, child sex trafficking. Like, I really don't understand what the fuck it happens in Florida. Just everything is wrong, dude. How is this a part of the country? Just anytime I fucking see Florida shit, I'm like, what is wrong down there?
The terrible one in the neighborhood, and he has the super soaker gun, and he likes to spray that super soaker gun everywhere. Now, can you speculate that he took that super soaker gun, went all around the neighborhood when you were sleeping, and sprayed water everywhere? Well, sure, because you can speculate about anything. But is that reasonable based on the evidence? Thunder, lightning, smell of rain? Absolutely not. That's not reasonable. So when you look at the evidence, now the evidence in this case came from that witness stand, and it's from all the exhibits up there. When you look at all of that, we've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that that defendant is guilty of manslaughter. To prove the crime of manslaughter, the state must prove the following 2 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. Number 1, Marquise McLaughlin is dead. No issue with that. Unfortunately, number 2, Michael Drejka intentionally committed an act that caused the death of Marquise McLaughlin. Okay? So, did he intentionally shoot him? Yes. The way this case has been framed for you is whether or not this defendant was justified in shooting Marquise McLaughlin. But I'm going to frame it a little differently because based on the evidence, and really here's the million-dollar question. We've heard so much evidence, okay? But here's the million-dollar question you need to ask yourself. Was this defendant justified in shooting a man that came out to protect his family while he's retreating, while he was unarmed? That's the million-dollar question. It was the most perfect shot he could take. Hit him right here, traveled through his lung, through his heart, rested on the other side. The most perfect shot he could take. Didn't hit him in the toe, foot, knee, calf, thigh, stomach. The most perfect shot. Did he reasonably believe, as Marquise McLaughlin was backing up and turning to go into the store, that he was about to die? Because that's what that instruction says. Did the defendant reasonably believe he was going to die as Michael McLaughlin backs away when that firearm comes out? Did the defendant reasonably believe he was about to suffer great bodily harm? Was he about to be beaten to a pulp as Michael McLaughlin went backwards? Was he about to die? Was this defendant about to die or be beaten to a pulp when he took the first step back? Absolutely not. What about the second step back? Absolutely not. He's getting farther back. What about the third step back? Absolutely not. What about when he turns to go to the store? Absolutely not. And when you look at those still photographs, you'll see that Michael McLaughlin's foot is facing where he wants to go. And the only reason his eyes are on that defendant is because he's looking at the firearm that's about to kill him. His entire body is saying, I give up. I'm leaving.
Bro, this dude is just sleeping.
Pay attention to this, which I'm sure you already have. When the defendant's on the ground, you could see both Robert Castelli and Michael McLaughlin start to move before the gun comes out. They both simultaneously recognize that he's pulling a firearm. And before that gun is even out, Michael McLaughlin is retreating. Watch the video, you'll see it.
Actually really good. But it's not in color. I can't really tell. Yeah. It's a fucking miracle this case ended in a conviction. Yeah, everyone was saying it was political at the time too, by the way. Yo, but I'm sorry. Why'd he shove him? No, motherfucker, you're not sorry. He shoved him because while he was running up on him, he said, get the fuck away from my wife. Or get the fuck away from my girl. He literally, one, verbally warned him, and two, rolled up to him, probably not realizing that he was going to fly the fuck off. And lastly, none of that is justifiable for fucking murder! Family's in the car. His wife is getting harassed by some random dude. He walks out of the store. Says, get the fuck away from my girl. Those are the words he said. He pushes him. His not wife, his girlfriend. Doesn't matter. Significant other. I don't know, man. The dude attacked him. Obviously not justifiable for murder, but should he be tried for murder? No. Yes. Yes. This dude he murdered this person, like, in front of your eyes. This is the video in which he ends up murdering him in the next, like, second. That's fucking murder, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? You are saying, should the murderer be charged for murder when we already have, like why are you trying to justify this so fucking hard? You just said it's not justified for murder. Why wouldn't he be on trial for murder? Like, do you mean like as in first degree murder? Like premeditated murder? It's a lot harder to stick if that's what your question is. That's why he's on trial for manslaughter instead. Now, again, this question is insensitive to the situation, but in terms of law, does it matter who he was killed in front of? Like saying he was killed in front of his girlfriend? No, that's important for the fucking jury to understand the severity of the instance. I really think that In a perfect world, anyone who's like trying to fucking justify a situation should never be able to own a gun. I'm not even kidding. Like, you literally should not be able to own a gun. You are exactly the type of person, just like that dude, who should never have a gun. Because honestly, like, the reason why you're defending him is because, like, you would probably do the same thing in that situation. And that's kind of why you carry a gun too. And that's a lot of fucking gun owners who have this fucking idea in their minds. Unfortunately, it's pussies that go out and purchase guns like this. He did this 3 other instances, so much so that one of the fucking sheriffs or one of the detectives on the case literally was like, you have to push a manslaughter charge on this guy. They took it to the state attorney after the other sheriff let him go. He did this 3 times. He instigated in 3 separate instances, walked up to people with a gun and tried to use it. He threatened 2 women, 3 instances. 2 of them were women. If you don't think that this motherfucker wasn't preying on women that he could just, like, you know, end up getting a legal kill with, I don't know what to tell you. But hey, the video footage was squiggly. He kill anyone else? No. Remember, this was a woman too. He originally started this altercation badgering a woman. Kind of weird. What did he do to get pushed? He was harassing this dude's girlfriend, significant other, and his children were present as well. A woman parked in a handicapped spot and he has handicapped loved ones? No shot. No shot, dude. Are you telling me he's a disability activist? That's why he fucking murdered someone? I mean, come on, dude. That's so fucking stupid. It's bait, don't ban. Of course I'm gonna ban that, dude. I mean, this motherfucker is literally parked illegally. Like, what are you talking about? There are people out there who purchase a gun and want to get, and I've talked about this in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, they fantasize about getting what is known as a legal kill. Okay? They want to be put in a situation like the hoorah dipshits who fantasize about shooting looters in the aftermath of a natural disaster. These are people who are looking for a legal kill, like, I wish a motherfucker would mentality. Okay? It's monstrous behavior. It's the same kind of behavior amongst, like, conservatives who fantasize about driving through a crowd of Black Lives Matter protesters. The only difference is, in most other countries, you'd go to jail. In America, it's built into the law that, like, you know, you could kind of get away with it, especially in places like Florida. This is, after all, 6 years after the George Zimmerman case, where George Zimmerman murdered Trayvon Martin in Florida. So he probably thought, like, you know, this is something I could do. George Zimmerman is still seen as a hero by a lot of racist assholes. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but just like how there's the Castle Doctrine and stand your ground laws, a bunch of Republican states have also made it legal to drive over protesters now. So, you know, just remember why the fuck these things happen. Okay? For the love of God, finish the video. Man, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm a political commentator. This is a high-profile political case with a significant amount of racial undertones. There's clearly chatters who keep asking me questions about, like, asking me fucking idiotic questions in regards to, like, the incident. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking talk about this, dude. Anyway, fuck, man. All right.
And when the gun's out, he's in full retreat, and he can't go back any farther because that car's there, and that's when he takes his turn to go to the store. That's exactly what you see on the video. Michael McLaughlin...
They're showing the shooting. That's why I took it out for the record, but it's over now.
...is reacting perfectly to what happened. Now, can you argue that the defendant could have pulled out that firearm? Absolutely. We could even say that he was justified in pulling the gun. But that was it. There was no reason for him to shoot and kill Michael McLaughlin. It was over when that gun came out. So arguably, was he right in pulling the gun out? Sure, but could he have killed him? No, because he wasn't about to die. He's holding a firearm. He's holding the weapon that ends the whole thing. How could he reasonably believe he was about to die? He didn't. That's why it's not justifiable use of deadly force. You know what Marquise McLaughlin's guilty of? He's guilty of loving and trying to protect his family. And he died because of it. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Thank you.
State of Florida versus Michael Drejka, case number 1809851CF, as to the charge of manslaughter. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter as charged.
Michael Drejka's sentencing date is set for October 10th, 2019. The prosecution have asked for the maximum sentence of 30 years in prison.